I hate Mondays, mate.
You see something that looks like a star, and it's shooting up out of the ground, and your head is spinning from a loud guitar, and you just can't escape from the sound. Don't worry too much, it'll happen to you. We were you.
Alright, own up. We overdid it on bitter last night. So, it's you, isn't it? It's your life been thinking you.
And the thing that you're hearing is only the sound of the love spark flying boy.
One of the timbers is gone. Get out! Get out, quick! Come on, move!
You see any sort of movement?
Yes, real agony, I'm sure. Well, please sit down. Or stand, whichever's most...
Well, isn't there anything you can do?
Mr. Ballantyne, the consultant at Scarborough, he prescribed rest, yes?
Oh, I've spent 3 weeks on the hard bed. It's made no difference. It's still agony.
Well, I'll try for another appointment. Chronic back problems can be very tricky.
It's impossible to get a proper night's sleep.
Well, I can give you stronger painkillers.
Sorry to interrupt. There's been an accident at Culworth Pit. They're requesting doctors. Dr. Omro's on anaesthetics today. Dr. Wetherill should be back from around. She has an operation to do soon.
Understood, Lizzie. On my way. OK, well, these should help the pain. I'm Dr. Goodwin. What's the situation, guys?
Some roof timbers gave way. There's a dozen injured one way or another. We've got them all out, but, you know... We're organised for routine first aid, you know. Cuts, bruises, sprains and that.
Yeah, well organised by the look of it.
Yeah, but 2 or 3 need serious attention, Doc. I mean, there's ambulances on the way, but...
Right. Let's see what I can do for him.
Lizzie, I'm in theatre this morning. You don't know who assisting nurse will be, do you?
No idea.
Only I was wondering if it might be Nurse Beaumont. You know, Samantha.
Oh, don't ask me. I don't do the rotors. I just do the phones and the moans.
Where is Dr. Wetherill?
She's phoned in. She's been diverted.
Been diverted. She's a doctor, not dual carriageway.
While seeing a patient, she had an emergency next door. Little boy choking on a bottle top. Turned blue, apparently.
Really?
The boy, I mean, not the top. Lucky she were there.
She's holding me up. She has a patient in anaesthetics and I can't get started on my list.
She shouldn't be too long.
She better not be. I have a golf tournament this afternoon.
His usual polite mood, I see.
What's she supposed to do if a little kiddish choking to death?
Ah, Mr. Appleton. There you are.
Yes, long drive, Ken, but I got here.
Right, well, follow me. Lizzie, anyone asks, I'm out in the van. Hospital business.
Of course you are. Crikey, what's happened to you? Came in covered in blood. I told him he should be in casualty. What happened to him? Apparently some peaches hit him on the head. Some peaches? Made a right mess.
Peaches did this. You're wearing a tin, miss.
I don't think Peaches as such would have done it.
No, I suppose not. Right, let's get you sorted out.
You don't know who the theatre nurses are today, do you?
Not sure. Daphne, I think.
Could Nurse Beaumont, Samantha, be assisting her?
No idea. I'm quite busy, Alan.
Right, sure.
Right. Won't be long now, Mrs. Preston.
Right, time's up. I'll operate myself.
Whoa. You can't do that.
Why not? It's just some routine gynecological. How's your father?
This is Dr. Wetherell's patient. You haven't even read the notes.
Matron has filled me in. It's a secondary suture of an episiotomy. Piece of cake, man. Let's go.
Jill's... Dr. Wetherell is not going to like it.
Well, she should be here then, shouldn't she? I tee off at 1:30. I have a long drive and lunch to consider. Come on, man. Get a move on. Chop, chop.
Aren't we waiting for her own doctor? Your assistant theatre nurse isn't here yet either.
She doesn't need an assistant. Come on, man. I'm waiting.
Yeah, it's nice and quiet here. My cousin runs the place. It's spotless.
I just don't want to be an inconvenience to the house, you know.
No, of course. Right. That. This way. I'm doing a bit here myself, actually. My cousin's short-staffed, so I'm behind the bar for a night or two. Right. You've got room 6. Best one in the place.
I know you blokes are meant to be hard, but scrubbing wounds like that.
You've got to get every bit of coal dust out, otherwise it leaves a scar.
Yeah. Bit drastic, though. That's going to help ease the pain, Frank, until we can get you into hospital. Someone get this man's leg splintered. Right. Turning, isn't it? Yeah. Let's have a look at this back. Now, how exactly did it happen?
I twisted sharpish getting up the road. Felt it go. I've had trouble with my back before.
You may have slipped a disc. We'll get you in for an X-ray as soon as we can.
It's all right, Doctor. Nobby's here now.
Now then, Tony, lad, what's up?
I put my back out again.
Hold on, mate. What are you doing?
Sorting this lad's back out.
Yeah, he needs an X-ray.
He needs his back set in, that's all.
Nobby is what we call a bone setter, Doc. You'll sort him out.
Yeah, well, no offence, but it's quite dangerous to mess about with someone's spinal column.
I mean, I get it, Doctor. Let him do it.
No, it's not a good idea.
He needs my help now.
Right, excuse me, Doctor. Out to the road. Come on.
Okay. On your side, Tony, lad. That's it. You know the routine. Yeah. Come to me now. Yeah.
Come here, that's him.
That's him. Right, on 3. 1, 2...
Oh.
There we are. That's these sorted.
Thanks, Nobby, lad.
Better.
That's enough.
There, you see? Simple. Right. Short break whilst we get the next one in.
I thought you might have been in theatre today, actually.
No, thank you. Try and avoid all that blood and stuff. One doesn't need that first thing in the morning.
Right. There weren't any on our estate. You're the first I've actually met.
Sorry?
None of the girls round our way were ever called Samantha.
Oh, that'll do. I need a coffee.
Henry?
Hello, Gordon. I drove up yesterday, stopped off near York.
Well, you should have told me you were coming.
You'd have insisted I stayed with you. The amount of hours you put in, you need a proper bed to sleep in, not a sofa.
You know I don't mind.
Your man Ken sorted me out. I've got a nice little hotel room, my own bathroom and everything.
You should stay with us. The kids love to see their granddad.
I'll see the children. Don't worry. No change then. Each time I come up, I pray she's not looking good, is it?
Well, where there's life.
There's hope. You always say that, Gordon. But what sort of life is this? The only thing keeping her breathing is a machine.
Come on. I'll get you a cup of tea. There are no rules in these cases. Patients can regain consciousness after a few days, weeks, months. Yes. Even years.
Or never.
Never. Say never, Henry.
When Caroline told me you'd asked her to marry her, I said she couldn't have landed a better chap. A decent man who'd always stand by her. She is blessed with a loving husband. But we shouldn't allow our hearts to rule our heads. If there's no hope of recovery, no life outside that machine, why don't we bite the bullet? Switch the damn thing off.
Sorry to interrupt, Doctor. It's Mr. Rose. He's champing at the bit. Needs you back in theatre.
Yes, all right. Please excuse me, Henry.
Into the pit.
Yeah, one of those mornings, I'm afraid.
Don't I know it? I expect they're screaming for me in theatre, are they?
Oh, well, actually...
Oh, well, actually, what?
Right foot down, quick blunts, we're just about on schedule.
What on earth's been going on? You just operated on my patient.
You won't hear. It's not unknown for another surgeon to step in an emergency.
But Mrs. Preston's condition wasn't life-threatening.
Not her. Me. I'm playing in the Captain's Cup this afternoon. Wish me luck.
Shoot!
Don't say it.
What were you playing at, Gordon? Letting him do it?
She's so, you know, sophisticated in that. The way she speaks, the way she dresses, even her perfume. Have you sniffed it? Now that is not cheap scent.
She's just an ordinary nurse.
She's not ordinary. When you ask an ordinary girl out, it's easy. You say, do you fancy pictures, drink after, maybe a bag of chips? Can't imagine her wanting to do that.
Well, you never know. She's new up here. She might fancy a good traditional Yorkshire night out.
Do you reckon?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Ask her.
I'd never have the nerve to do that. Could you sound her out for me? You know, see how land lies. Frank, how are you feeling?
Fine. Bit of pain.
Well, you're lucky it was a clean fracture. Should mend quite quickly. Bit of physio, we'll soon have you back on your feet. Quite a guy, isn't he? That chap that you lot call the bone setter?
Nobby Jepson. Aye. Ex-miner. Magic hands. Not many bad backs or dislocations he can't sort out.
Do you know, was he trained?
Don't think so. Natural gift.
Yeah.
If it's any consolation, Jill, you did a first-rate job on Mrs. Preston.
Yes, I know. I've just been to see her, but it's not exactly the point, is it? It's the sheer arrogance of the man. You don't seem very concerned by any of this.
I'm sorry, I've got a lot of things on my mind. Caroline's father, Henry, he's come on a visit.
Oh?
He's brought up the possibility of taking her off life support.
Well, could you really consider doing that?
I don't know. If I did, my motives would be questionable, even to myself. But if I leave things as they are, you and me could be in limbo for years, Jill.
No. You and I cannot be a factor in this, Gordon. You must do what's right for her and for your family as a whole.
Sorry to interrupt. A patient of yours in reception, Dr. Wetherill. She's feeling very poorly. Mrs. Fountain.
Oh, right. Thanks, Lizzie. I'll be a moment. You must only do what you honestly feel is right.
So, we were lucky with that mining accident. No fatalities, nothing too serious, actually.
Good.
Although there was one thing very interesting. This ex-miner, bone setter they called him, amazing. He popped his slip disc back into place just like that.
Yes, well, a lot of the pit villages have bone setters. Some of them are very talented, very skilled, but none of them are qualified. And that's important, Jeff. We have a code of conduct which prevents us from even considering using their skills.
Well, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Surely our job is to help our patients in any way possible. We shouldn't have closed doors because of codes of conduct.
Well, I don't make the rules, Jeff. All I know is that if we break them at our peril. If any of us use an unqualified bone setter on any of our patients, we'd risk being struck off. And that's a fact.
Are your temperature's a little high?
Weeks now. This cough just won't go away. I get all hot and sweaty, and then the shivers start. I'm shattered. I can't do my housework now.
Well, I'd like to admit you for a few days. Just run a couple of tests, see if we can pin down what's been causing this. Can you come into hospital?
I suppose so. My husband George will have to look after himself and our Jimmy, but I want to get this sorted. I'm not Miss N. Really, I'm not.
Any exciting plans for this evening?
Exciting plans? This place? And all the pavement's up at 9:30 here. It's capital, and old Beau just phoned, was coming to see me. Stood me up, so dinner's down the drain.
Look, I'm sorry to hear that. Actually, you've got a secret admirer in the hospital that wants to show you a good time.
Well, Dr. Goodwin. Why? What's he said?
No, not Dr. Goodwin. This chap's not a doctor.
Oh?
But if you fancy 2 tickets to the cinema and a bag of chips, he's your man.
Must make it a long day for you, Ken.
Oh, aye. But I only do the odd evening. Still, got to help out family, ain't you?
Indeed. Family's very important.
I gather Caroline's your only daughter.
Only child, in fact. My wife had problems during her birth and couldn't have any more.
Oh, shame.
We were very grateful for the one we did have. I lost my wife just over a year ago. Then this terrible thing with Caroline. I suppose Gordon and the grandchildren are my only family now.
Well, the children you got to feel for, innit, eh? Losing the mother so young. Temporarily, I mean. Well, she'll pull through this all right. Well, they can work wonders these days, can't they? Hospitals.
Thank you, Ken, but I fear you may have been right the first time.
Tom, Katie, time to go.
Let's go to the shops and buy something for your mum.
We've bought lots of things already, Grandad, but she never sees them because she's always asleep.
I feel like Henry is trying to force a decision out of me. I don't blame him. Driving out from Bournemouth month after month to see the daughter he loves just lying there, never stirring. It is, let's face it, bereavement in all but name.
There's love enough in this place to embrace your children, your husband. If you're to leave earthly things behind, rest assured they'll be in good hands. I'll see to that.
Sorry, don't mind me, Mr. Appleton.
The kids would like her to have this.
Ah, great, the children are here.
No, we didn't want to take them out of school for the whole day.
Wonderful kids. Hoping really well. That'll be their dad's influence.
Yes.
Such a capable man. But he needs help too. He needs our love and support. Don't worry, I'll be there whenever he needs me.
Sounds like you don't expect her to recover.
That's God's will, not mine.
Leaving God aside, as a nurse, how do you rate her chances?
It's a mistake to think of death as an ending. Life can't end. It can only move from one form to another.
Sister, is there any prospect of her regaining a normal, mortal existence?
Dr. Ormerod hopes and believes so.
And you?
I'm only a nurse, Mr. Appleton. All we can do is have faith.
I'm worried about Jimmy. I've never had to leave him before. Can he visit?
How old is he?
He's 6.
Of course he can. We've fixed hours, but for young ones missing their mummy, we can stretch things a wee bit. All right?
The answer's yes.
Sorry?
Well, you're the only Alan working here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I love movies. I've chosen one for tonight. Small art cinema. You got a car?
My brother has. I can borrow it.
It starts at 7:30. Pick me up at 6:45. We can go for drinks first. I drink gin and tonics. Large ones. Lime, not lemon. Single cube of ice.
Seven little girls sitting in the back seat, hugging and a-kissing with Fred.
It's my brother, he keeps ferrets. But I've given it a good clean.
Beside me, and this is what the seven
Do you
girls
think
said.
so?
Together now, 1, 2, 3. Keep your mind on your drive and keep your hands on the wheel, and keep your snooping eyes on the road ahead. We're having fun, sitting in the back seat, kissing and a hugging with Fred.
Gordon's too emotionally involved. Dr. Wooldridge, the consultant, isn't due to see her for a fortnight. All I want is a straight clinical opinion.
I see that. Look, I happen to know our visiting surgeon, Mr. Rose, is a close friend of Dr. Wooldridge. But they've discussed your daughter's case. Now, I could try and wangle an answer out of him. The thing about Rose is he speaks his mind. Ex-army, you see. Calls a spade a bloody shovel.
Ex-army, is he? So am I. Perhaps it would be better if I had a word with him.
All squared down the 18th. Old Doc Garside hits a good iron onto the green 12 yards from a pin, definite birdie chance. Bill Johnson slices one into the water. He's a gone. Bearded bloke plops in a bunker. Finito. Down to me then.
Yeah.
Take a 9-iron. Nice, gentle swing. It's a beauty. Pitches onto the green. Sweet little hop forward. She rolls and rolls. Crowd round the clubhouse yelling, go in, and yes, in she goes. It's an eagle 3. Eagle.
Fantastic.
So does that mean you won then?
The captain's cup.
It's not a cup, it's a medal.
For goodness sake, they keep the cup at the clubhouse. They give you a medal.
Yeah, well done. Great. Mr. Rose, there's somebody I'd like you to meet, sir. Would value a word. Major Rose, Colonel Appleton.
Colonel, what you're asking is out of bounds, Colonel. I'm aware of your daughter's case, but she's not my patient.
This is entirely off the record.
Yes, I'm aware of that, sir, but it wouldn't be right for me to give an opinion.
I'm only asking for an honest assessment of her chances. I need it. Please.
Entirely off the record, then, sir. All indications are that your daughter has no chance whatsoever of any meaningful recovery. I'm sorry.
Alan, how did it go? Pictures last night.
Brilliant. Like a dream. She looked fab. I was so proud in my local pub, all my mates staring at her. The film were a bit unusual, it were all in French, but I loved being with her in dark. That perfume. Then I bought some chips, drove her home. It were brilliant. I'm in heaven.
It was hell. Absolute hell, I'm afraid. He took me to this dreadful pub. And the concept of ice in drinks was way beyond them. It was full of leering Neanderthals ogling me. I don't know what he made of the film. Jules Jim? I'm not sure he'd even heard of Francois Truffaut.
Not sure I have either.
No? Not everyone's tasse to I suppose. Then we had some greasy chips and he drove me home in a car smelling of ferrets. Can you imagine?
So you won't be doing it again?
Oh, I don't know. It's quite sweet. He insisted on paying for everything.
It's a nice little cinema. Has a few foreign films. If I train him up...
Even with the new painkillers, I can hardly sleep.
Well, I can't prescribe you anything stronger. I've written back to the specialist. Let's just hope that we get another appointment soon, huh? Look, I would like to be able to offer you another alternative. But there isn't one. I'm sorry.
For the love of...
Jimmy.
What's going on? Hello, sister. This is Jimmy.
I thought he was your child. He'll have to go.
Oh, don't be a spoilsport. He brightens the place up. What do you say, girls? Anyway, I don't think there's a specific hospital rule against parrots, sister.
I want it out of here.
My husband can't look after him properly. Our Jimmy pines for me when I'm not here. There must be somewhere he can stay here.
Well, the NHS don't provide aviaries for visiting parrots, I'm afraid.
If we're parted, it'll not help my condition. I'm not a well woman.
My granddad used to keep budgies and that, won prizes.
Really? How interesting.
No, I know how to look after him, Ken. Why don't we take him down to our office, keep him there? Mrs. Watson here can pop down and see him on quiet.
Actually, that's a cracking idea, because I don't think Matron would be too happy to see him up here. Anyway, right, get something to cover the cage up and we'll take him down.
Thank you, I'm ever so grateful. I'll be down to see you soon, our Jimmy.
Yes, our Jimmy.
Hello, Nobby. Can I come in?
I've no stronger than tea, lad. It's just brewed.
Oh, great. I'm parched. You know, I was really impressed with what you did the other day. How long you been a bone setter?
I've no qualifications, I doubt if that's what you're fishing for.
No, I'm genuinely interested.
When accidents happen down the pit, you're a long way from help. I was a young miner. Chap dislocated his shoulder. Timber fell, caught him heavily. I eased it back in, he carried on, worked out his shift.
It's amazing. And you just took it from there?
Aye! Look, let's not beat about bush, lad. Me and proper doctors don't usually have aught to do with each other. So what do you want?
Nice, easy swing, and up she flies.
What have you got there?
Oh, we've done a stock check, Matron. Well, it's an old item, surplus to requirements.
Why is it covered with a hospital blanket?
Hygiene, Matron. Well, we didn't want to get dust all over the place.
Where's our Jimmy?
That were you, then, wasn't it, Alan?
Yeah.
Where's our Jimmy?
See, mimics birds. Well, his grandfather kept budgerigars. Won prizes. Anyway, Matron, I had an eagle.
Did you? Oh, well. Better than budgerigars, I suppose.
I don't like to see my patients in pain. You may have to wait some time to see the specialist.
I'm sorry to hear it, but I only deal with miners. I don't have any patients myself. They're just me mates.
I know that. But I really believe you could help, my bloke.
Doctors usually turn their noses up at us lot.
I know, and it's crazy. If you have the skills to help ease suffering, then we should employ those skills.
If all goes wrong, we could both be in trouble. You could lose your job.
So I believe.
You prepared to risk that?
I would rather think on the positive side. Now, I know you're reluctant, but I'd like you to try.
I've always trusted my instincts about people. All right, I'm game if you are.
Good. Good. Now what I have to do is persuade the patient.
You want me to go and see an ex-coal miner in his council house and let him fiddle about with my back?
It's not like that. He's helped people successfully for years.
And I need a qualified doctor, a proper specialist to put this right, not some backstreet quack.
All right. Well, it's up to you. Your back, your pain. I just thought you might like to consider an imaginative alternative.
A boat setter? I'm surprised the medical authorities allow it.
Yes, well, they don't. If we were to do this, it would have to be hush-hush. I don't like to see patients in distress, Mr. Edwards. I believe this man could help you. But as I say, it is your back. Your pain.
Jim, lad. Shiver me timbers, me hardies. Captain Flint. This is I, Cutlass Hopkirk, the terror of the high seas.
Hey, stop messing about. Put him back.
Oh, he's all right. Here you go. Hey, I've always wanted to do that, me.
There you are, Jimmy. Any road, Ken. What do you reckon to this Nurse Willmont, you know, Samantha?
What, to look at or to talk to?
Oh, you know what I mean. We had a great night out. I think she's wonderful.
Well, you certainly seem to look up to her. Mind you, you'd have to, wouldn't you? I mean, she must be 6 inches taller than you in her stocking feet.
Oh, give over. I'm serious about this.
Yes, I know you are, Alan, and that's the problem. You see, I don't think she's for you. You see, a girl like her, she's more suited to... Jimmy!
You are?
Jimmy's got out the cage!
Where's he gone, then?
Oh, you're daft, Dave. If you never locked the cage properly.
You shouldn't have taken him out in the first place.
I explained you wouldn't allow it, matron. Mrs. Fountain had the parrot taken away. Good.
It wouldn't have been no trouble, would our Jimmy?
Jimmy? Parrot's name, matron. He says it himself. Where's our Jimmy? Does he indeed?
Thank you, Mrs. Preston. She seems to be making a good recovery anyway.
Of course she is. I did a first-rate job.
So, Mrs. Fountain, how are you feeling? About the same.
What's the matter with this one?
Mr. Rose. Well, Doctor, I've had a temperature now for going on 3 weeks. Got this niggly cough and I ache all over.
Any vomiting or diarrhoea?
Not to speak on, no, but, my bowels aren't what they should be. Mr. Rose, could I have a word, do you think?
Excuse me.
Mrs. Fountain is my patient. I'm awaiting test results. OK?
Merely trying to help.
Very kind of you, but I believe I can manage. Thanks.
That cage looks very empty to me. If I might coin a phrase, where's our Jimmy?
Well, he...
Hey, I've got this from your uncle's. Oh, hello, matron.
If I were Sherlock Holmes, I might deduce that an empty cage plus a man bearing fishing nets could indicate the likelihood of an escaped parrot. I want him caught, back in his cage, and out of my hospital. Now.
Yes, matron, right away. We'll,
Good Lord! Did you see that?
What?
Member of the genus Cetarchus.
What?
Parrot! Just flew up there, didn't you see it?
No.
Huh.
I'll never forget your wedding day. Walking down the aisle with her on my arm. Who giveth this woman? It's hard to give things up sometimes. From that day on, she was no longer ours alone. In law, you were her next of kin. We'd seen her grow from a baby to a toddler, a child, a young woman. It was time to let go. But happily. My God, we did it happily. You've been a wonderful son-in-law. But just as we had to let her go, perhaps it's time that you did too.
Henry.
She hasn't got a prayer, Gordon. It's over. As a doctor, you know that.
No one ever knows anything for certain.
It's unfair to prolong it. Unfair to the children, unfair to me. Ultimately, unfair to you. I'm asking as her dad. End this now. Let my daughter rest in peace. Please, I can't bear it much longer. Just let her go.
Henry, I'll think about it, I promise. Give you an answer in the morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I tell you that I love you? I love you, but I can't think of right words to say. I long to tell you that I'm always thinking of you. I'm always thinking of you, but my words just blow away. Blow away. It always ends up to one thing, honey, and I can't think of right words to say. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wherever I am, girl, I'm always walking with you. I'm always walking with you. But I look and you're not there. And whoever I'm with, I'm always talking to you. I'm always talking to you. And I'm sad that you can't hear. Sad that you can't. It always ends up to one thing, honey, when I look and you're not there.
Morning. Morning, Nobby. This is Brian Edwards, chap I told you about.
You'd better come in.
Henry.
I thought you might appreciate a hand getting the children ready for school today.
Right. Of course. Thanks. Then we must talk.
Yes.
Grandad! 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 Hello, Grandad.
Aye. You're a bit out of whack, aren't you, mate? Hey, I can feel the problem. Just here. Oh, relax, mate. Relax. Here, come with me. Just come with me. Oh. Let's try and pop this back into...
Actually, oh.
Give that a moment or two. You have swelling and that to go down, but I think that'll see you right.
Oh. Ooh. That feels better already.
Come on, you two. Blazers, satchels, and off we go. All right? One rod. Yes, Lizzie. Oh, damn, look, I'm just taking the children to school. Well, how much pain is he in?
I can take the children if you like.
Would you mind, Henry? I've got a patient needs an urgent visit.
Of course I will. Come along, you pair.
OK, Lizzie. Tell him I'm on my way.
Great, Grandad's taking us to school. Bye, Dad. Bye, Dad, bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye there. Henry. I'll see you at the hospital.
Yes.
Alan obviously fancies you, you know.
Do you really think so?
And as you obviously don't fancy him, perhaps it'd be kinder to leave it at that, rather than using him as a cheap way to see films he hates.
Morning, ladies. Excuse me whilst I empty your waste bin.
I did enjoy the other night, Alan.
Really? Great. So did I. Perhaps we could do it again.
It's very sweet of you. You were very polite, but I do realise foreign films like that aren't for everyone.
No, I loved it. In fact, I went to the library and got a book about the director. There's another of his films on next week, Les Quarter Summit.
Les Quatre Sans Queue. Brilliant.
I wondered if you fancied it.
Are you sure, Alan?
Absolutely. I'll go and find out times.
Morning, Mrs. Ormerod. Not so bad a day out there. Oh, how are we today? Come in. Can I have a word, matron?
Dr. Wetherill, the very man. Can you spare a moment?
Ah, Mr. Rose, I didn't think you were with us today.
No, I'm off to a regional conference in Harrogate. I popped in on the way. I've been thinking about that woman you admitted for tests.
I'm perfectly capable of looking after my own patients. Thank you very much.
Psittacosis.
What?
Psittacosis. It's a virus that can be transmitted to humans by birds, especially parrots.
Ah. Oh, well, I hate to say this, and I do mean I really hate to say this, but, I think you might be right. Thank you.
My pleasure. Always willing to lend a hand to the fairer sex.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Shall we talk inside?
You've reached a decision.
Yes. Yes, I have. I need you to know this, Henry, that I've thought about this more deeply than anything in my entire life. As you know, I'm not an overly religious man, but I've even tried to pray. I've decided that...
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor.
Please, could you excuse us for just one moment, Matron?
Gordon, this is important.
What? What's happened?
Sister Bridget found her like this morning. I asked Dr. Wetherill to look at her.
A sudden cardiac arrest. She only died an hour or so earlier, I'd say. Sometimes after a long battle, the body just gives up.
It's as though she knew. God bless her.
We'll leave you for a while.
Ironic, eh? You never did get to tell me your decision.
Well, it really doesn't matter now. But if it would help you to know, Henry.
No. You're right. It doesn't matter now.
Well, have a safe journey. I'll be thinking of you.
You're a good man. Thanks for everything, Ken.
I suppose somewhere must be relief for him.
He got what he wanted. That was the last thing on earth any parent would wish for.
I'm so sorry.